In 6 days of skyrocketing tensions between Israel and Lebanon, and there aren't any signs either side, Israel or Hezbollah, is prepared to back down. Early Sunday, Hezbollah launched the first of 3 volleys of rockets deeper inside Israel than any time since the beginning of hostilities last October. Hezbollah claimed the targets included the Ramat David air base and a defense factory outside Haifa, but it appears those rockets that weren't intercepted hit other areas, causing a few injuries and some damage to property. While Israel continues to strike targets in southern Lebanon, more than 300 between Saturday and Sunday. In Beirut, Hezbollah held a funeral for Ibrahim Aqil, one of the group's senior commanders, killed along with more than a dozen other militants in an Israeli airstrike on southern Beirut Friday. The strike also killed more than 30 civilians, including women and children. At the funeral, Hezbollah deputy leader Naim Qassem vowed that Hezbollah's strikes deep inside Israel were an installment in what he called a battle without limits, and said despite the pager and walkie-talkie attacks and Friday's airstrike in Beirut, the group will continue to fire into Israel. Israeli officials are making equally dire threats toward Hezbollah, with Israeli Army Chief of Staff Herzi Halevi saying, "Our strikes will intensify."
Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, as always, I want to give all praise, our honor, and our glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash, and next double honors to the head apostles / elder bishops of the great millstone who teach and who rule well, peace, blessings, and safety. To all you sincere Akim, keep pushing, keep believing, and keep the faith, regardless of whether people hear, whether they forbear. All right, this is going to be a quick video. All right, you saw the clip that I played in the beginning. So the war over in Israel is amping up. All right, now Lebanon is joining forces with the Palestinians to help them defend themselves against the Israelis. All right, and so that this is the highest level of attack that has been coming from Lebanon since this war has started. All right, as of right now, it's just been skirmishes, but they said that it could potentially blow over into a full-out war. All right, and this would be a war between the 1948ers, okay, the Israelis, versus the Muslim nations that surround them. All right, and this is all prophesied of in the scriptures. Okay, they're never going to have peace in that land because they don't belong in that land. All right, the 1948ers go back to a line of Esau. All right, specifically Amalek, the chief nation, the first of the nations of Esau, which is the reason why they have the highest level of power in the world right now. All right, because it's all in the prophecies. But we know that this is going to lead up eventually to World War III, because what's going to happen is the nations are going to rise up against, the eastern nations are going to rise up against the Israelis. And of course, the Israelis control the United States. So the United States is going to be brought into the war as well. All right, this is setting the stage what we know of as World War III or Armageddon. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into some prophecies. I'm going to make it quick, and Lord's will is edifying to the hopefully elect. Let's start off in the book of Joel chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, "For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem." All right, the true Israelites of the Bible are in captivity in daughter Babylon until the Savior comes, according to prophecy. Okay, they're not going to be back in their land until after the King returns. All right, which is Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. Okay, so the people over there right now, once again, they are not the Israelites of the Bible. All right, they're Israelis. Okay, they grew up and they live in the land of Israel, but according to prophecy, the true Israelites of the Bible are in Babylon the Great until the Lord comes. All right, so it says, verse 2, "I will also gather all nations, will bring them down into the valley of Yahweh Shaphat." It says Jehoshaphat. In the Hebrew, it's Yahweh Shaphat, which means Yahweh Shaphat, judgment. Okay, the Heavenly Father's judgment. It says, "And I will plead with them for my people and for my heritage, Israel." All right, the true Israelites of the Bible, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, "whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land." Okay, so the Israelites have been scattered amongst the nations, but once again, primarily are in America, Babylon the Great, until Yahushua returns. So he says, I'm going to judge them, all right, because why? They have scattered my nation, scattered my people among the nations, and parted my land. All right, over there in the land of Israel and Jerusalem, all right, you have the Arabs, the Christians, and you have the 1948ers all fighting for that land. And primarily, the battle is between the Muslim nations and the 1948ers, okay, the Jewish people. All right, but the land truly belongs to the Israelites, all right, the actual Israelites of the Bible. So we're going to skip down and we're going to see what the scriptures say is going to happen. All right, Joel chapter 3 and verse 9, it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, and wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, and let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. All right, so the Lord is he's gathering the nations for this final world war. All right, it says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither, and cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh, and let the heathen be awakened, and come to the valley of Yehoshaphat, all right, the Heavenly Father's judgment. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come and get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. All right, especially of the 1948ers. All right, their wickedness knows no bounds. All right, it says, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. All right, and the day of the Lord is going to be when those nuclear missiles start flying. All right, when this war this situation is leading up to turns nuclear. All right, right now, they're shooting rockets at each other, exchanging gunfire. All right, but ultimately, when the big players jump in, like I said, the big players are going to be Russia, China, North Korea, and the United States. All right, with all the Eastern nations going against the Western nations, because once again, the creation state of Israel, the Israelis, Amalek, they are in cahoots. They are in bed with America, Babylon the Great. So if the Eastern nations keep on attacking the Israelis, eventually America, the UK, NATO is going to have to jump in to defend them, because if all the Muslim nations were to join up against the Israelis, then they would get overtaken. All right, and who is backing the Eastern nations? Who is backing Iraq and Iran, which they're also jumping in as well? All right, they have not started attacking yet, but they say that if it doesn't stop soon, that they're going to jump into this fight against the fake JOOs. All right, so if that happens, okay, if Iraq, Iran, the different Eastern nations jump in, well, they're all backed by Russia and China, so they're going to jump in. And that's how we're going to come to what's known as World War III. All right. And ultimately, once again, it's the judgment of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay, that area, Yehoshaphat, it's known of as quote unquote Middle East. All right, that's where the Lord is going to bring the battle and start the battle at, to judge all the heathen nations for all their wickedness. If the 1948ers, they're really going to get destroyed. America, Babylon the Great, and that creation state of Israel, okay, are going to get completely blown off the map. All right, especially America. But that nation over there, the creation state of Israel, is going to be rebuilt. It's going to be built back up. All right, but America's going to be a desert forever. It's never going to be built or inhabited again. All right, now let's get this right quick. This is Jeremiah 49 and verse 7. It says, concerning Edom, all right, Esau, Edom in the Bible is the twin brother of Jacob. He is the chosen on the left-hand side. Okay, and on the left-hand side, I mean the chosen to be the seed of the wicked. All right, and today, Esau, Edom is the so-called white man. And then the upper echelon of Esau mostly all come from Amalek. And Amalek is the chief tribe, or the chief duke of Esau, which is who the world knows of as the Jews. Okay, but they're not the Jews of the Bible. All right, they are Amalek. They are descendants of Esau. Okay, the Jews of the Bible are descendants of Jacob. But continuing on, it says, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, if wisdom Is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. Alright, so right now they've been on top of the world, terrorizing the world for hundreds of years. Alright, really thousands at this point, because they've had two kingdoms. They've had the kingdom of the Greeks and the kingdoms of the Romans. Alright, and now we're in the second leg of the Roman Empire via America, NATO, and the EU. Alright. It says, I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him in the time that I will visit him. If grape gatherers come to thee, will they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. Okay, so what he's saying here is that if thieves come and break into your house, they're going to take until they have enough. But Esau, alright, Esau, his greed knows no bounds. Okay, it talks about that in Habakkuk chapter 2. Let's go ahead and get that right quick. Alright, Esau, he has no bounds on his greed. He'll take. Like, you see what they're doing to those Palestinians. And the thing about it is that the land doesn't really belong to them, but the 1948ers have made constant treaties with the Palestinians over and over since they've got to that land in 1948. They've made constant treaties with the Palestinians over there, and every year, I'm not gonna say every year, but consistently, they break those treaties and push the Palestinians farther and farther back into a smaller plot of land. All right, it's the same thing they did with the natives. Okay, that's how we know that it's the same people. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 4. It says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. All right, and whose soul is uplifted? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, especially the 1948ers. All right, once again, they are the chief house of Esau. All right, it says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. All right, how does he transgress by wine? He pushes out his ideologies and false doctrines, his poison on the earth. All right, all the nations are drunk off the wine of Babylon the Great, America. Okay, through social media, all right, through Hollywood, music. You see now, like a brother was saying that he went to go travel over to Southeast Asia, and he said you got women over there walking around with their nose turned up. All right, proud. Where did they learn that from? Okay, they learned that from watching American women. Because this is the place where all of the nations look up to, and they try to emulate American culture. All right, you got over in Japan, Vietnam. All right, you got Asians mimicking Chicano culture. You know, lowriders and Cortezes. All right, where are they learning that stuff from? They're watching Western media. They're watching West Coast culture. All right, here in the United States, and they're trying to emulate that. Okay, so the whole world is becoming drunk off of the wine, the poison that America is pushing out. All right, so it says, yea, also he transgresseth by wine. He is a proud man. Esau is extremely proud and arrogant. Neither keepeth at home. All right, so he's always, when it says neither keepeth at home, he's always in other nations' business. All right, quote unquote, spreading democracy is what they say. But in reality, they're just going and pillaging other nations of their natural resources and setting up rebel groups so that they can destabilize the government and eventually take over that country's resources. It's much easier to go in and rob a country when they're having civil unrest. All right, when they're having when they have a destabilized government, it's much easier to go in and take over that country. All right, that's pretty much what America, Babylon the Great does. All right, and why do they do that? Because they have learned from their their big brothers. Really, well, yeah, you could say they're big brothers. The 1948ers, the Israelis, which also control large portions of the United States government. All right, because that's what when these attacks first started being carried out when the attacks first started being carried out by the Israelis against the Palestinians, they say that October 7th was what sparked that event. All right, and they were saying, oh, it was Hamas, but there was evidence. It came out a little bit not too long after that Hamas was actually created by Israeli intelligence. Okay, the whole purpose of that was to try to destabilize and undermine the government that the Palestinians had back at that time. And the reason why they did that is because, once again, once a country has been destabilized, the government has been weakened, it's much easier to go in and take advantage of that country. All right, and that's exactly what the Israelis were looking to do. They were looking to destabilize the government so they could go in and take more of the land. All right, and eventually they got them now pushed back into that small strip of Gaza. All right, so it's a systematic land grab, essentially. And once again, the same thing that they did over here in America. All right, with their Edomite cousins, so-called white Americans, okay, British, Spanish, the French, okay, and so-called white Americans. That's exactly what they did over here to the natives. All right, they systematically took the land. All right, little by little, piece by piece. All right, and that's also in the prophecies. I'll get that next. But Habakkuk 2:5, it says, "Yea, because also he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home." It's always another nation's business. "Who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied." All right, so he brings the conditions of hell and death, and his desire is as hell. All right, meaning that, well, one, he desires to kill. It tells you in the scriptures that the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. All right, but also, he can't be satisfied. All right, his greed knows no bounds. All right, he has everything. Okay, they have more than the heart could wish, according to Psalms, the 73rd chapter. Yet, what are they trying to do? They're still trying to find further ways to enslave the world's populations. All right, the next step in their New World Order, the NWO, is the RFID microchip. All right, it says, "But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people." Okay, so what they do is they take all the different people of the world, and they put them in their country, and pretty much keep them as servants and handmaids. All right. So once again, I said I was going to get this scripture as well. All right, this is what they do. They take land. All right, Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand." So they sit and they plan these things. They plan out how they're going to destroy other nations, how they're going to pillage and take their resources so they can increase their own wealth. It says, "And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage." All right. Anyone who has a spiritual eye can see that the October 7th attack was set up. All right. Anyone that has a spiritual eye can see that was a setup that they could use an excuse to say, "Oh, well, we got attacked by the Palestinians first, so now we're going to completely destroy them as retribution." Because they say that I can't remember exactly how many Israelis they say died in those attacks. But let's be for real. All right, the Palestinian-Israeli border is probably one of the most secure borders in the world. And Israeli has a very strong military with advanced weaponry and technology that is backed by the United States, NATO, and the EU. You mean to tell me that a bunch of towel heads zip-lined across the border, nobody noticed them, all right, and that they attacked their neighboring nation, one of the strongest nations in the world? Okay, nope, no, they just happened to zip line across. Not only that, but they also took hostages and somehow got them back across the border into Palestinian territory. Be fucking for real, man. All right, be fucking for real. You know damn well that was planned. It says, "And they covet," let's get that again, Micah 2:2. "And they covet fields and take them by violence." All right, so covet means to desire something that doesn't belong to you, which the Palestinians don't really belong there either. All right, but once again, the 1948ers have made treaties with the Palestinians saying, "This is your land and this will be our land." All right, all this is a land and wealth grab. That's all it is. Okay, because there's even I forgot it. I could probably find the articles, but once they started attacking the Palestinians and pushing them out of the Gaza Strip, then you had investors talking about building Israeli real estate there, rebuilding the area. So they had plans to do that all along. Once again, just a land grab. That's it. And they covet it, and they take them by violence. Okay, and houses, and they take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. All right, you got them people living in complete and total fear. You know, don't know if they're gonna have a hospital bombed. All right, and look, I'm not for either one. I'm not for the Palestinians. I'm not for the Israelis either, because both have done great evil. We understand that it's the judgment of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, we understand that. Okay, but we go back to that Jeremiah 49. This is what it's talking about. All right, Jeremiah 49:8. If grape gatherers come to thee, will they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. Okay, a regular thief, he gonna take until he has what he needs. All right, but Esau, he gonna take everything until you have nothing left. He's gonna take everything. All right. Even when they had us here in slavery, captivity, all right, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough for them. They got hundreds of years of free labor to build up America, Babylon the Great. That wasn't enough. It wasn't enough for them that they stole a whole continent, North America, from a people who was already here before. That wasn't enough. All right. Yet they still have to try to systematically oppress the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, because once again, he enlarges his desire as hell and cannot be satisfied, no matter what. And we see it in American socio-economics today. All right, you got these CEOs price gouging, okay, making millions, billions, okay, of dollars, man, every single year. Yet you got employees struggling to put groceries on the table. Make that make fucking sense, man. All right, make that make sense. That's why the scriptures say the world is given into the hands of the wicked. We can't wait to see this devil destroyed, man. This can't continue much longer. And they don't just oppress. They don't just oppress Jacob. They oppress their own people too. All right, you got a lot of Edomites that are catching hell right now because of the upper echelon of their elites, man. All right, and this is what they want. Like I said, they're gonna try to enslave the whole world's population via this RFID microchip, man. All right, and it says that right here. It says, verse 10, but I have made Esau bare, and I have uncovered his secret places. See, Esau been hiding in plain sight. He's being revealed, okay, through the spirit of the Lord's mouth. It tells you that in 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, that was going to happen. The wicked is going to be revealed through the spirit of the Lord's mouth and destroyed at the brightness of his coming. That's what's happening right now. His secret places are being uncovered. All right, you have men that are out there on the highways and byways exposing this devil, calling him out, saying this is the wicked of the earth. This is the cancer of the earth. And our power, our God, is going to come and lay down vengeance and destroy it from off the face of the earth, man. All right. It says, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbor, and he is not. So they rob their own people. So you got a lot of low-level Edomites, all right, that are catching hell right now because they're also subject to this oppressive system. All right, it says, leave thy fatherless children, I will preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me. That's talking about for Jacob. It says, for thus saith Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup, have assuredly drunken. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. So they're going to drink of the same cup that we drink of. They're going to be the first fruits of slavery. They're going to go head first into captivity. All right, fucking reparations. Okay, so-called Negroes, we ain't getting no reparations, and we don't want them. All right, we want you. All right, the so-called the elect men of the nation of Israel, the true Israelites of the Bible, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, according to prophecy, we're gonna take these fucking heathens up, man. We're gonna grab these heathens. They going head first into captivity, according to prophecy. All right, starting off with their elites. They're the first fruits of slavery in the kingdom of heaven. All right, continuing on. It says, for I have sworn by myself, saith Yahweh, that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste. He said, I'm going to bring destruction upon all the cities of Basra. Basra was the chief city of Esau, Edom, which today, spiritual Basra would be America. He says, all the cities are going to be perpetual waste. He's going to bring destruction upon America, Babylon the Great. I have heard a rumor from the Lord. An ambassador is sent upon the heathen, saying, gather ye together and come against her and rise up to the battle. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. See, that's what's happening. All right, the whole world is starting to look and say, it's always been this devil. And they try to pin it on us. Esau has tried to pin it on the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians and say that we're the cancer of the earth. We're the cause of all the problems. We're the one destroying everything. That's what they try to say, right? But the whole world is looking and they're like, no, 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 no. You Edomite crackers, you are the ones destroying shit. You're the one pillaging all the people. You're the one robbing everybody because of your greed. The whole world is seeing it now. All right. So it says, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. And that's exactly what's happening. All right. All the nations of the world. Only reason why some nations are still kissing up to Esau is because right now Esau still holds the power seat. But that's quickly diminishing. All right. The so-called white man is losing his power exponentially each and every day. All right. That's the reason why even their women are starting to turn away from their women. Don't even really want them no more. All right. Now their women are going for Jake, because why? Jake is up next. Continuing on though, Jeremiah 49:16. Thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart. O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. They're cave people. Originally they were cavemen. All right. It says that holdest the height of the hill, meaning what? You're at the top of the hill. You're at the top of the governments of the world. It says, though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord. All right, that's that eagle. That's one of the symbols they always use to represent their countries. Ancient Greece, Rome, America. All right, they always use the eagle. He says, though thou exalt thyself and make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence. And also Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished and shall hiss at all her plagues. As in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighboring cities thereof, saith the Lord, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it. Why? Because the Lord, we all know what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, the Lord's going to do the same thing to these devils, man. All right, he's going to rain fire and brimstone by way of the ICBM nuclear missiles upon Esau, okay, America, Babylon the Great, and the creation state of Israel, both going to get blown to smithereens. Psalms 11:6. Upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and a horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. Fire. All right, Jeremiah 49 and verse 18. As the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighboring cities thereof, saith the Lord, no man shall abide there, neither shall the son of man dwell in it. Especially America is going to be complete wasteland after this. All right. I'm going to skip down to verse 20 and close out. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. Okay, the least of the flock. Who is the least of the flock? The 1948ers. They're the smallest country over in the so-called Middle East, which is really Western Asia and Northeast Africa. They're the smallest country over there, yet they cause the most problems in that area. They're the biggest point of controversy. And ultimately, they're going to be the ones that draw all the nations out into World War III. All right, which I just read the UN is trying to, defuse the situation, but they're not going to be able to defuse it because those 1948ers, they're not going to be able to help their insatiable desire for bloodshed. All right, even if you do defuse this situation, it's just a matter of time before they do something else, to where they go out and they slaughter a bunch of Arabs, and eventually the Arabs are gonna get pissed off. They're sick of being bullied by America, Babylon the Great, and these different Western nations. Okay, they're sick of it, man. All right, they're not gonna tolerate it anymore. Another thing too is that China, believes that they're up next. They believe that China and Russia believe they're gonna be the rulers of the new world. All right, that's what they believe. So they're not going to give that up. Okay, they're not just going to back down and say, okay, well, that's it. All right, America can stay on top for another 200 years. They're not going to do that. All right, they're already preparing to attack us, not only physically, but they're attacking us economically as well. They're raising up the BRICS nations, the BRICS alliance, okay, which is going to rival the dollar, the euro, the pound, all of the Western currency systems. But specifically, they're trying to rival the American petrodollar. All right, so they want next, and they're going to try to take it. All right, and once again, this is all the plan of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, he's raising up the kings of the earth. He's the one that's controlling them and gathering them together for World War III. All right, I think it's Proverbs 21:1. It says the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So even if the nations don't want to go to war, all right, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is going to make sure that World War III happens, because it's all part of the prophecies and him pleading the cause of his people against the heathen nations. This is Zephaniah 3:8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord. And that's what we're doing. We're just waiting patiently. All right. In patience we possess our souls. Okay, we're waiting for the day of the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. All right. Says all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of his jealousy, because he's going to cause the nations to shoot missiles upon each other. All right. And what's going to happen? That's when the Lord is going to appear, and he's going to bring that destruction upon these heathen nations. Okay. He's going to subdue them, put them into captivity, and take over the earth. This is Jeremiah 49 and verse 21. The earth is moved at the noise of their fall. All right, why is that? It says the earth is going to reel to and fro like a drunkard. When those missiles hit, it's going to shake up the whole world, man. It says, at the cry of the noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea. Behold, he shall come up and fly as the eagle, and spread his wings over Basra. All right, and his wings, his feathers. That's talking about the angels, man. They're going to come, thousands of them in the skies. Okay, they're gonna cover the skies, especially here in America, Babylon the Great. They're gonna gather the elect, and they're gonna shoot fire all over this place, on top of the nuclear missiles that are already gonna hit from Russia, China, North Korea, and all the different Eastern nations. Okay, it says, and at that day shall the heart of the mighty men of Edom be as the heart of a woman in her pangs. Okay, meaning a woman giving birth. They're gonna give, like a woman giving birth. That's one of the most excruciating pains that a woman can have. All right, the men of Edom, that's how they're going to be in that day. All right, they're going to be in excruciating pain. Okay, because they know right then and there, that's it. Their rulership is over. Okay, they're going to fall from heaven and go straight into the pits of hell, meaning captivity and hardcore slavery. All right, so that's it. I'm going to close out with that. Okay, Yahweh righteous I, meaning the Lord's will is edifying as always. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Kodash. All right, and until next time, Shalom, and abide with Paul.